Hello, I'm Tripwire, and welcome back to my slow play of Dark Souls Remastered. Today I figured I would change out the headpiece for something a little bit more fitting, and then instead of going with something more fitting, I got something sillier. It's the Mask of the Father that we got from Pinwheel. It actually increases your equip load a little bit, or your potential to carry stuff a little bit. It's a meme item because it's part of the Giant Dad PvP build from Dark Souls 1. If you are getting into the game and the gaming community of Dark Souls and you're looking at lore stuff, I also encourage you to watch a channel called Yamfah. It's YMFAH on YouTube. He, when the remaster came out, made a video called How to Make Giant Dad. Highly recommend. And as well, he also just does a lot of really cool videos that are very nicely edited about crazy ways to beat the game, like pacifist, consumable only, stuff like that. So anyway, welcome back. All that is left to do in this series, and now that I said that out loud, it's kind of making me sad a little bit. It's been really fun to work on. All that's left to do in the series is the DLC, and then beat Gwyn, and then we're done. So we're gonna head back into the forest. Although actually, before I go, I wanted to use up some of my souls and level up some more, because we've got a lot of this stuff we didn't use. Let's go ahead and consume the soul of Priscilla. Sorry, Rob. I know Priscilla's your waifu. I take back my sorry. Because of you, I actually used the word waifu in a video. This is gonna be on the internet forever. I said that. Fuck you, Rob. I love you, buddy. Rob is the one who gifted me this game on Steam, by the way. Rob is the reason I love these games. So, shout out to Rob. He doesn't like it when I kill Priscilla. Look how many souls. We're gonna get 2 level ups out of that. God damn. Alright, cool. Good enough. So, if you need to farm for souls, again, I recommend that you equip the coveted Silver Serpent Ring and go farm the Forest Hunters. Because remember, most of them respawn, and you get 20% more souls from every kill with that ring on. And it's right next to a bonfire, so the Forest Hunters are a good place to farm souls, in my opinion. That's how I did it for the achievement. The 100% achievement. Schmoosh. So, we are headed back down into Darkroot Basin today because we need to access the DLC. And now that we've gotten the required key item, the Broken Pendant, all we need to do is head back to where we fought the Hydra, back in that corner where we encountered the Golden Golem that had Dusk in it. That is where the entrance to the DLC is. And finding Dusk there is supposed to be a hint to the player. Like, hey, there's something interesting back here. But then the fact that you can't access it right away is a hint to the player while you're missing a key item. I feel like in Dark Souls 2, accessing the DLC wasn't as convoluted. But in typical FromSoft fashion, you don't just, like, warp to the DLC from a bonfire or choose the DLC from the main menu like in other video games. It is definitely I actually, when you first kind of find out about, like, oh man, I gotta jump through these hoops, it's kind of like, man, that's annoying. But I actually like that they stuck to their guns and made even accessing the DLCs true to form for the rest of their games. It just fits in style, and I think that's kind of admirable, actually. Because these games are not meant to be about catering to every single person. You know, the tutorial is brutal for some people, and actually Matthew Matosis did a pretty awesome Dark Souls 2 critique, and in it he noted that Dark Souls 2 is a bit more handholdy, and that's not actually a good thing for FromSoft games because they're supposed to be an escape from how accessible other video game companies try to make their games. Like, oh, we want everybody to be able to play our games. Whereas FromSoft games, if you want to appreciate this masterpiece, you need to get good. And I do think that it's a shame in some ways, because then fewer players overall will experience how good the game is, because they're going to rage quit it at some point instead of following through. And you're totally within your rights to rage quit. It's frustrating. But, yeah, it is kind of a bummer, because, like, I'm sure a lot of people that would have loved it if they'd stuck with it didn't stick with it. So there you can see the entrance to the DLC. If you couldn't tell, that's what that is. And we have an item. And that is Dusk's robe set and crown. Alright, here we go. So not only are we going to the past, we were very aggressively grabbed into the past by the Hand of Manus, Father of the Abyss. So immediately you find yourself in here, this little tunnel with a bonfire and no way back. And the DLC is interesting because it throws you in head first, by which I mean it starts you with a boss fight. There is no build-up. Immediately boss fight. And the first time I ever did the DLC, I got pretty frustrated at this boss fight, because it is unlike the bosses you fight in the vanilla game. Like I said, that's the case for all FromSoft games. The hardest bosses, and oftentimes the coolest bosses, are going to be found in the DLCs. And much of the time, the DLC bosses are harder because they're more aggressive. And, it's a little bit harder to learn their movesets quickly. It's a little bit harder to punish safely and heal safely and whatnot. Sorry, I'm just finishing up my coffee for the day. Today is my day off that I took from work. Feels good to be still getting paid and have the day to do this for you guys and for me. So this is the Sanctuary Guardian. He's a bit of an asshole. I've only fought him, I think, 3 times total. So forgive me if I die. It's entirely possible that I die. There's only a few attacks he does that are really, really safe to punish. This is one of them. Well, it would have been, but... So, he actually also has a tail cut you can get. Gives you a pretty cool poisoned whip type weapon. Aw, man, you're a fucker. You are big fucker, yeah? Ow! So that attack would have been fine to punish if I had been faster about it. Oh, geez, and I'm poisoned now. Yeah, his tail can poison. Dude, you're not a nice guy, you know that? I think he knows that. I don't think he cares. Alright. Well, I'm about to die. Or I'll just do that. I actually can't believe that hit me. I dodged. Alright, so this one, be careful of. Yep, okay. I died. So he has tracking on that fly attack, which I didn't realize. I was trying to sprint to the side, hoping that would be enough to dodge it. But don't feel bad if you get messed up by this guy. He's yeah, he's the boss I've probably killed least in the entire game. And he's just not, I don't know. I don't think he's a good boss encounter, particularly. He's just irritating. He has very few moves that you can actually safely punish, and he doesn't seem to fit in with the story at all. I don't know how he fits into the story of the DLC, but he seems not to. He just seems to be like, hey, here's a boss fight to start your DLC experience because fuck you, you know? Also, that dodge, though. Did he stagger? Uh-oh. Just let me heal. Thank you. So you gotta dodge a little bit earlier than you'd think to dodge that, apparently. And I'm gonna die to poison, aren't I? No, I'm just gonna die to a regular attack. This guy's an asshole. I think quick attacks is probably gonna serve you better in this fight. And with his Y-hander, I don't have quick attacks, so see what we can do, I guess. I don't know. It's not going well so far. If I'm really, really struggling, I don't know. I did this not that long ago. It took me like 3 tries, I don't know. But if I'm really, really struggling, I'll just cut to the successful attempt. I'm going to ignore my souls. So, he's just a dick. Alright, so that time I actually dodged successfully. Hey, I got his tail. Oh, dude, you're such an annoying boss. You really are. So that attack you could easily punish. Can we stun lock him? No, he dodges away too quickly. That's fine, this is going much better. I almost just like perfectly killed him. There we go, cool. The Guardian Soul. Again, like, I don't know if there's story significance to this boss. I don't know of any. He's just like a, fuck you, this is Dark Souls and welcome to the DLC. And I don't really like that. So what do we get? We got his weapon. Oh yeah, this is a Dragon Greatsword that we got from cutting the tail of the Everlasting Dragon, by the way. One of the rare dragon weapons came from the tail of the Stone Dragon of Ash Lake, descendant of the Ancient Dragons. Okay, so it's a descendant. Its great mystical power will be unleashed when wielded with 2 hands. Look how cool this weapon is. And there's the special attack that will drain your durability. Requires 50 strength. Is this the way we came? I think it might be. I can never remember which way was the way I came from and which way it was not. Both sides of the arena look so similar. Yeah, this is definitely the way I came. Okay. So, sorry that took me so long. Even if you've been playing this game for a long time, you still die sometimes. I know that even speedrunners don't like that boss encounter, so it's not just me. The guy who ran it at GDQ last year, they use a wrong warp that requires access to the DLC to set up, so he has to fight that guy, and he doesn't like it either. Here we are in Ulasil Sanctuary. Yeah, we'll go ahead and level up strength, why not? So here's the sanctuary, and off to the left we see a mushroom. But this is not a mushroom like the ones we're used to. This is Elizabeth.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness. But Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior?
Of course. That's what I do.
I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Urasil.
So she's a vendor. Buy gold pine resins from her. Some more of those sorceries that we've become acquainted with by trying to interact with Dusk back in the present time. And then the Ulasil Ivory Catalyst. So my first playthrough, I actually killed her because I was like, mushroom person! And then only afterwards was like, oh, that mushroom person was not hostile. Oops. There's not really any significant consequence to killing her, but she is a friendly NPC. And also she mentions that Dusk was snatched by the primeval human. There's a pretty strong case that Manus, Father of the Abyss, so the final boss of this DLC, is the furtive pygmy. I don't know if that's confirmed or how strong the case is for that, but I know it's strong. Also, I was mistaken when I said there are 3 bosses. There are actually 4 bosses in this DLC. but only 3 of them are required. 1's optional. So this is an interesting little area because immediately you can start to see the enemies we're going to be facing in this map. They're really annoying, but also, depending on how much you've played, you might recognize this area we're in right now. Because remember, we're not in a different location, we're in a different time. This is Ulasil, what becomes Darkroot. And this bridge right here that leads up and around that way with the light into the woods. Now imagine it coming from the other direction in current time. This is actually where we find the door leading to the boss fight with Sif in present time. So, cool parallels. Now, the Royal Wood, I think, is my least favorite area of the DLC. So these guys aggro right away, and they're going to come down from the right. And these guys are the equivalents to the bush monsters in the present time. These guys are... I'm surprised that staggered me. So these guys are equivalent to the bush monsters. We got the 4-pronged plow, it's the weapon they use. But they can also drop the moss clumps that the bush monsters do. So... you come up and around here, you'll see that the woods are pretty expansive, just as they are in present day. And this area is chock full of these enemies. There's a lot of them. But the enemies I dislike the most are not these guys, because they're weak. We'll aggro him. Come here. The enemies I dislike the most are that one right there. It's like the predecessor to the weapon at risk. Oh, God. I guess I'll go back and repair it real quick, but those guys are like the predecessors to the Stone Warriors or whatever, and these ones are just much stronger because, you know, it's the DLC. Repair equipment, Zweihander. Just repair it all, why not? It costs very little to repair most things, so. So when your weapon starts to degrade, it will be outputting less damage, so I just figured go back and do it now. Plus, you don't want it to break. Because you can still use it if it breaks, but then, of course, it's going to be dealing minimal damage. The durability changes in the sequels I don't like. Weapons break way too fast in Dark Souls 2. Not as bad in Dark Souls 3, but still can be an issue, and again in Bloodborne. It's reasonable, but... some fights you have to hit a lot of times, and I don't know. I think that the durability in Dark Souls 1 was about right, and I didn't see any reason for it to be changed. Alright, so anyway, if you want to easily get through this area, you can hug this right-hand wall, and you won't aggro pretty much any of these enemies. However, that's really only helpful after you've unlocked the shortcut, because you can follow that wall around to the shortcut. But as it stands now, it's just going to be an empty building. Alright, so we aggroed that guy. These guys have a more annoying moveset. They're resistant to a lot of types of damage, so they don't take much damage from a lot of things. We can two-hit them, though. Nice. Thank goodness for the Zwei. Oh yeah, and they dropped Twinkling. I forgot about that. Yeah, there's also different categorizations of physical attack damages, like blunt, thrust, slash, stuff like that, and they're resistant to some of them. They're resistant to magic damage, I think. I remember on my 5th character, my lightning bolts barely hurt it. So be careful of these stone guys. They're tough, and they've got some really powerful moves. The one in particular where they slam their hammer down to the ground and then pull it out. Both parts of that attack animation can hurt you, not just the slam. The old 1-2 punch. So that building right there is the one that contains the shortcut. We're going to take this area nice and slow, clear it out. God damn it. I have a little bit of poise, but apparently not enough to stop that. Which is interesting. He has a lot of poise. You'll notice that my slam from the Zwei didn't even stagger him. That was an R2 as well. So there we get the moss clump to draw an even further parallel for you. And these guys do aggro as groups, as you'll notice, making them even more dangerous. So all three of them turned around, and I can shoot this guy. But they're all going to aggro. They're all going to pull. I can't believe that interrupted. Uh-oh. I did not have any stam left to dodge with. Also, I should kindle the bonfire, probably. Dude, there. Oh, he didn't do the thing. That where he pulls it out of the ground can hurt you as well, and it'll knock you into the air. Spooky. Over here we see yet another parallel between excuse me, Ulusil and Darkroot. If you look carefully, you'll see a chest in these weeds here. And we get a blue titanite slab. This is roughly the location where we get the enchanted ember in Darkroot. So, blue titanite slab, very easily accessible if you have the DLC. Don't have to fuck with the crystal cave one. So, you'll notice that across the way, there's an item, more enemies, and then this like Colosseum-looking place, where ultimately we want to get to. This is the building that has the shortcut. Right there. Of course, if you try to fall down there without abusing any glitches or anything like that, you're going to die. But it'll eventually be a shortcut for us. A very cool one at that. Okay, so we can actually see the next map as well. So the first map is here, the Royal Wood. The next map is after another boss fight. Over there, that little township. Ulusil Township, that's the next map. And then the final map of this DLC is the Abyss. Shocker, I know, right? It's all about going back in time and how Manus, Father of the Abyss, is in the Abyss, and the Abyss is taking over Ulusil, and Artorias, the Abyss Walker, was driven mad by the Abyss. Okay, come here. Again, one of the annoying things is that these pull together. Unlike the bush monsters. The bush monsters only pull together if they're part of an ambush. Give me that. So there's a bridge over there. Look how many of these enemies there are. We actually came in from the side. If you come in from the left over there, it is an ambush. Let me see if I can still trigger it or like show you how it looks. Alright, well here's this guy. Dead guy. This guy right here. Nope, not him. Okay. So I guess we kind of diffused the ambush by coming from the side, but if you come this way, an enemy will run away from you. And remember early in the series, at the very beginning in the Undead Burg, what I told you, if an enemy is running away from you, it's because it's trying to lure you into an ambush. So the enemy will lure you through here, and then you'll get attacked by all the ones we've killed so far, the ones up there, blah, blah, blah. If you keep following it, you'll get aggroed by these. It's just a bad time. So do not follow. Do not fall for it when enemies in Dark Souls are running away from you. Just don't do it. So I dodged there out of precaution, just in case he pulled the weapon out of the ground. Not sure if I would have had time for the Zweihander follow-up before that hurt me. I really should have kindled the bonfire. Exploring this area, it takes a little while. It's pretty dangerous, and only having 3 Estus when I could have 20 is a little bit dumb. But the way to progress without the shortcut is to come down this side and cross this bridge, where you're going to meet the optional boss of the DLC for the first time. There he is. The Black Dragon Calamite. stares at us, and then flies away. And again, this is an equivalent bridge to an area in Darkroot. In Darkroot, this is above the area where the Hydra is, I believe, and there's a ladder nearby. And actually, we can get a glimpse at some treasures down there, and that is the eventual boss room where we will fight Calamite. Now, this guy is an ambush. If you position yourself correctly, he'll actually fall right into the pit and die. I don't know where that positioning is, though. I can't remember. Because he'll drop down and just miss. But yeah, these guys are strong. Get off of me. So you can come around here and deal with this entire other section of Darkroot. We've got a crystal lizard. If you're into that kind of thing. I don't really need that for anything, but... So immediately here you'll see that there is a point of no return. You have to drop down here to continue. And obviously the map will connect all back on itself eventually, but you can also, if you look down, you can see the abyss, like particle effect, and also this weird blue cracking, like this is from the abyss, being so close in proximity to where we are. So we can go that way, or we can go around here, or can we? So there's a crack in the ground here. I don't actually know if you can jump that, but I wouldn't risk it. I'm not going to risk it. Again, we can get over there, but not like that. So if we take a right immediately, and we can head over this like little overhang bridge thing. So they're trying to path to me. I'm thinking I probably won't explore every single item of this area because I actually went through and did everything in the DLC recently. I'm glad I refamiliarized myself with it because I'd be floundering here pretty hard if I hadn't. But you can go over there, deal with those enemies. There's treasures back there. There's, I think, a piece of the armor set over there on that corpse. The Guardian set, which we already got one piece of. Same thing with over there on the cliff. There's a Guardian piece. That thing's aggroed for some reason. That's weird. There's a treasure up there. So just explore. This map all connects. I think we're not going to fuck with that because I'm so low on Estus, and we're getting so low on time here already, too. I'm just going to head up here to the right. I'm going to unlock the shortcut, and then I think we'll call it an episode. Be careful because there's some guys up to our left there as well. Right here. Just to make sure I don't gotta worry about them, I'm gonna go ahead and aggro these guys. When I say aggro, I mean I'm gonna kill them, not just aggro. Alright, so we're getting there. The real wood area is very large. And you've got these guys, they're just trimming the trees, you know, they're just doing their jobs. This is Dark Souls, so if you go and pick up that item, they're gonna ambush you and try to kill you. Also, if you kill one of them, then the other ones would turn hostile. They don't just wait until you pick up the item. Uh-oh. He didn't actually come over here yet. What's wrong with you, man? Besides the case of deadness I've just afflicted you with. And we get a gold coin. Interesting to find a gold coin here. I don't know if there's any story implications to that, but remember, the coins have little use outside of the world of men. And the last gold coin we got was from a mimic in Anne Orlando. So the fact that all 4 of those enemies just aggroed and pulled is pretty obnoxious. I'm sure you would agree. Oh, he swung right over me. That was lucky. That was lucky. Back up. Yep. You don't want to get hit by that. You really don't. Uh-oh. I pressed dodge, but I was a little bit too late. That's really unfortunate. And I keep missing. Equally unfortunate. Luckily, the other one seems to have reached his wander distance, and he keeps trying to back up. Got another twinkling. Where are you going, man? We have unfinished business to resolve. Like the fact that you're not dead. No. No, no, no. Damn, I'm getting really lucky with the Twinkling Titanite drops. This particular playthrough. Alright, so now we're on the far side. You can hear a lot of like thunder-like noises as well, which I believe is a result of the abyss as well. On the back side here we got an item we saw across the way from before. And if we go into the structure, we can unlock the shortcut. Here it is. The mask makes you look so silly. So, this is where we're meant to go. Or, sorry. The shortcut's actually over there. I forgot how it connected, but there's the boss door that will lead us to our second fight. We've got an NPC over here who is a vendor. A very interesting vendor as well, or NPC. And then if you run around here, you can unlock this shortcut by stepping on it. Which you definitely want to do. So now we're at the front side of the road again, and from now on, if you die or have to run back through, just hug that right wall, run right here, and then you can take the shortcut. So now that I've got that unlocked, I'm actually going to go back to the bonfire because I'm not fighting Artorias with only 2 Estus. And I want to level up first because our souls are getting up there again. We've still got more to use. Excuse me. Anyway, sorry for the long episode. Hopefully it's been enjoyable. We're going to keep working on through the DLC. In the next one, I will see you then.